Kind of like that. Or ooch. Same thing.
My name is Brian Hartley, and I'm here with Helen Dugan, who happens to be my grandmother. And we're going to talk to her a little bit about who she is and what she does, why she does it, and why she's awesome.
We never had karate when I was a child. I took my sons to class, and I realized that my skinny sons didn't need the exercise I did, so I got in the back row, much to their chagrin. And that's how I started, was in the back row of the children's class at age 47. Keep coming.
Where are we?
We're at my karate school.
Why do you have a karate school?
Well, I started a karate school because the school that I was learning in, they had children that couldn't keep up in class. And so I took them aside.
Why couldn't they keep up in class, though?
Well, sometimes it was just a case of a learning disability, or some of them had hearing aids, or maybe it was visual. Just children with ADHD. They couldn't concentrate, stay on the job. So we saw a lot of those even in the regular karate schools, and I began to pull them aside and work with them separately. And that built into the school I have today with 65 students. So,
what does CHAMPS stand for?
CHAMPS stands for Challenges Handled and Mastered with Perseverance and Spunk.
So when you started this CHAMPS program, were you like, okay, I'm going to make a whole curriculum for kids in wheelchairs? And did you write a business plan for all the different disabilities, and there's some sort of scientific method to every child that you can apply, or how's it work?
That sounds really, really good, but what I really did was I took each child and they taught me. I mean, they come in with a disability, and then I had to figure out how I could communicate, how I could keep that child's attention, what I could do to make that easier for the child to do. A lot of things. We play a lot of games with the kids, We have them kicking balls through hoops, and you have to cook it through the hoop, not over it. It's not Joe Namath out there. It's the karate kick. You bring the knee up, and the foot comes straight ahead, and the ball goes straight ahead. We have trampolines and scooters, and they have things for all kind of things for balance. We do what they call chicken fighting. We stand on one foot with a bag, and they try to knock each other over. And we do the pugil sticks like you see on the gladiators, and just anything and everything. We just keep coming up with new ideas. We come in this week who is just starting to walk, and he's not walking alone yet. So he was in his walker. My first idea is to get him out of that walker and put him on a piece of equipment that I've made that has him holding on two handles between two little benches. And he doesn't see that as medical equipment. He sees that as karate equipment. And it's karate equipment. And so the other kids will say, well, why can't we put okay, get the other chairs out, and some of the other kids that don't need it will get up and get in those chairs too, because they want to hold on, because they know they can kick higher if they do. So a lot of little anything I can think of. I might go to bed tonight and come in with another idea in the morning. I never know when. And usually it's looking at a child and saying, how can I make it easier for this child to learn that technique?
And you got the kids that are disabled working on the machines, but you also have the kids that aren't disabled working on the machines, and you say it makes them not different, but they are different.
Let's face it, if they can't walk, they've got a problem. But we don't zero in on the fact that they can't walk. We look at what they can do. There's the answer. We look at what they can do. And if you build on a child's strength, not just children, anybody, if you build on a person's strength and not look at their weakness, just build on their strength, all that other stuff will fall into place. And that's no different than anybody in society. You build on anybody's strengths, and they do better. If you criticize and pull them down, you have a boss that pulls you down, it doesn't make for your day to be very pleasant, where if he comes in and tells you something you're doing well, and you must have done something well that day, that then you feel better and you work harder. And then these kids are no different. You encourage them and give them goals, and we put stripes back and forth on their belts, up and down on their belts, and we have constant things that they can earn in the way of accomplishments that motivates them. And we have a boy right now that's in the wheelchair who is a paraplegic, and very little. Some days vision's worse than others, but sometimes he has very little vision. He will never even go along far enough to operate a wheelchair, but he's teaching. You might say, well, how's he do that? Well, he'll talk them through it. My favorite part is when you see the expression on the face of a child when they get their uniform, just getting that uniform. And then when they get their belt, oh, they're so proud of it. And then when they get win their first trophy at a tournament, and they're in their first parade. We have character flags, and they get their character flags, and they get stars on it. And just seeing the awards, these kids, they don't have awards in anything athletic. So here they are getting awards and trophies, and it's wonderful to see.
Yeah, I bet you're kind of the force making Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee, yeah.
You ready to hear my expression with Kai? For the kind of like Bruce Lee.
Yeah, Bruce Lee is my favorite, man.
But other spirits I like to watch, like quite a kid.
Yeah.
But watch Miyagi do the bonsai. You do the bonsai thing.
Yeah.
Bonsai! Kind of like that.
Yeah.
Or ooch! Same thing.
Yeah.
I had a young boy who had cerebral palsy, and he came in class one night and he bowed in, and all of a sudden he walked up to me, and I looked at him, his dad, and I said, well, how long has he been doing that? And he said, this is the first. And I said, oh, he was just waiting for an audience, weren't you? And the kid just beamed, but that was the first time he had tried to walk alone, so it was kind of neat.
That was very fun.
If he were to reach and like grab your hand right now, and to go to force you like into his car, can you show us the most painful thing you can do to him to deter him from doing that?
We don't need it.
Absolutely. Go ahead. Got it?
You're coming with me.
Ah.